My first job was BET's Teen Summit in 1997. I was a dance posse member and a posse member. So the dance posse, we basically had to freestyle, no rehearsals whatsoever. We were called up to do the in-between talent segment of improv as dancers, and we would be spread out through the entire soundstage, and it consisted of girls and guys. As far as being on the posse on Teen Summit, we got to host little segments like Word on the Street, which reflected what was happening in our communities with fashion, with style, with current events, issues that we saw in our community. And then we were also on a panel to discuss some of those very same things and interact with people online at the time, which was very new, the internet in 1997. My favorite dance performance was when I got to do the Janet Jackson Icon tribute for MTV. And I hadn't met Janet that night, but I know that she was proud when I saw the footage, and I ended up doing one of my favorites of hers, Pleasure Principle. My first music video was in 1998, titled It's All About Me, featuring Cisco of Drew Hill. We were label mates at the time on University Music Entertainment out of Washington, D.C. also. I was a brand new artist, and that was my introduction to the marketplace. Most memorable feature was obviously Cisco, because we were actually in the same studio. Drew Hill and I worked a lot together in Atlanta to craft the first album. All of them play an instrument, as I do as well. And there was just so much talent in the room. And because we were label mates, it was a collective effort to put that together. So I felt like I had a family around me. And like I said before, they're strong on the vocals, but also strong as musicians and producers. Beanie Man was one of my favorite artists that I worked with. I have had so many great experiences performing with him in my hometown, D.C., but also in his hometown, Jamaica. Sumfest is huge in Jamaica. It's a festival that lasts until 8 in the morning, and I had that experience, with Beanie Man when we started performing Girls From Sugar, but year after year after year. And I also met some wonderful artists from that area through him, like Spice, who I collaborated with, and Sean Paul, Kamani Marley. So it's just been a great experience in Jamaica through Beanie Man. Lady Marmalade was one of my first girl power collaborations, working with so many females at once. And yes, we were all in the studio when we cut our background vocals, but we did our solos separately. And then we came together after the song was done, got into rehearsals with Tina Landon, famous choreographer, and then we were performing on the MTV Movie Awards and then the Grammys and a couple of other festivals. But it was an amazing experience, being that everyone was their own individual artist and came together collectively to make a powerhouse movement video. And then the ultimate happened with Miss Patti Labelle at the Grammy Awards. So that was an awesome experience. I had never seen the Rugrats cartoon when I did the song Take Me There. I had no clue what it was, but my little brother was watching it heavily. And so he was a fan of the song, my baby brother, who's I think 12 years apart from me. That's when he became a fan. The Jersey Dress and the Jay-Z Best of Me remix video was an iconic moment, thanks to Miss June Ambrose. That ended up in stores like Jimmy Jazz. And it became a craze in the fashion world, especially in the hood. Definitely a moment. I actually had an archive of jersey dresses for tour. I had my dancers in them, I had myself in them. I don't know how many, but there were enough, representing different teams too, because it became a little trend at that time. All of my favorite songs are not the singles because they're so personal. One of my favorite songs is from an album called Liberation, and it's called Nothing at All. It's sort of gospel in a way, but it speaks about accepting and embracing the change and the journey and all of life's obstacles and never changing a thing, because that's what it takes to get to where you are. Embracing all of the bad and embracing all of the tests, because there is a reason at the end of the tunnel, and you realize later on that those were all blessings and lessons. So Nothing at All would be my favorite record that I've ever recorded. My favorite acting role was Mona in Chicago, the musical movie. Obviously, all of the women in the Cell Block Tango have murdered their husbands, and it was therapy for me at the time. In the audition, I had to improvise, and so I used a little pen as a cigarette, and I was mad at my boyfriend at the time, so thank him. I landed the role because I was going through something, and it was true therapy to be able to do that on set, and obviously with a bunch of empowered women. Recently, I had the privilege of being a part of Fifth Ward, which is a new drama series which takes place in the heart of Houston, Texas. Fifth Ward, which is a historical black neighborhood, which I've actually spent a lot of time in. And I play the role of a single mother, taking care of 2 boys. After the death of my husband 2 years prior, I have obviously hit rock bottom financially, and I have a case against me as my current boyfriend catches a drug charge. I'm present at the scene, and so it's hard for me to get a job, get work, be trusted, because I have this record now. And life's obstacles take over, and I am left to make some harsh decisions to take care of my priority, which is my family. And so you get to witness Mina, my character, as a mother, struggle financially, but struggle with her character, with the church, based on decisions that she has to make. Putting herself last and putting her kids first. It's important to watch because there are a lot of things that plague our communities, and especially black communities in the inner cities all across America, and the dynamics of being a mother, a single mother, and holding on to your hope, your faith, your priorities, and battling or trying to juggle and balance out what you would do for your family is a true test of character sometimes, and a true test of faith. It's the human experience that you get to witness through all of the characters, because every character has an arc, every character has an obstacle and a trial and a test. And it's what we're faced with in everyday life, because we're all just out here trying to make it and survive and do the right thing, but sometimes we just have to do what's best for us. Whether we've made the right decisions to attract those consequences, we never know. We're doing the best that we can. And I think it develops tolerance and a thick skin, and it develops strength. The point is to get there. You don't start there. And that's what's relatable, because we don't pop out of the womb as strong human beings. Life teaches us. It's the experience of life and those tests that I mentioned earlier that we've all been through and we've all been faced with. That is the common gel and thread throughout Fifth Ward. Throughout my career in music and entertainment, I've always learned to get to know you, stay aligned with your higher power, your creator, find out what makes you feel alive, but define everything for yourself. What beautiful is, what successful is, what your life is going to be. You are on no one's timeline. You are on no one else's standards. You have to create that yourself. And I think that is true for any profession in order to navigate properly and not destroy your love or your passion for life itself, but also your art. It's about finding yourself at the end of the day, and then getting to the place where you're solid in who you are and embracing and owning all parts of yourself. And it's not easy, but you get there if you hold on and don't throw in the towel.
What's up? I'm PJ with The Root. We want to bring you more series and videos like this, and we need your help. Let us know what you thought below and subscribe to our channel on YouTube.